Here's another thing I've shown numerous times on my video. This isn't from here, and it's a fork. They lean that fork up in that tree right there. And this, as you can see, it's not from here. It's been jammed into the ground right there. And here's another one right here. There's another leaner that's not from there. Jammed up into the trees right there. Pretty juicy stuff. I find these leaners quite often. Like I said, they're usually in pairs, jammed up perfectly on this small tree right here. Like that just don't happen naturally. These were placed here. And again, they're not even from here. Well, it looks like they've been there a while, but they're not placed here. And then you got this one log coming across the bottom side of it. And then you got another leaner right here. There's still quite a bit of snow up here. Gosh, man, I'm kind of disappointed because I can't get into a lot of places I want to take you guys just yet. This is another one that's not from here. It's jammed perfectly. It's set perfectly up in there. You see that, guys? Perfect. There's a lot of stuff going on back in here. It's almost so thick you can't see it. There's this one lady that said she told me, she's like, you know, something about she'd love to watch my videos, that they're pretty good, but she doesn't have any Dramamine, and she said, I'm sorry, I can't continue because the camera's jerking around too much. I'm like, it wasn't jerking around that bad. On top of that, walking back here in this kind of environment with the video camera isn't an easy task, to be honest. I think I'd do really good about keeping the sucker stable, you know what I mean? A nice juicy X. Right behind that, there's a bend. Look at that X. I believe that symbolizes the good Sasquatch species. I don't know, my experience. And look at this bend right here. Comes in, ends right there. That was one time, I'll bet you, it was pulled all the way down and wedged under there. I'll bet you it was. Hi. Hi. Isn't that cool? Big old huge bend with this huge X right here. A little bit of something going on here, huh? All in trees? Yeah. I know, I was looking at that. Should we walk up there? Oh, there ain't no air up here. It's very high elevation. What is it? 95 maybe again? 10. Maybe about 10, yeah. 10,000 up here. Here's a really cool break. Look at that break. There's a root ball sticking in the air right there. Look at that. And that's a fresh tree right there, guys. That is a green tree. I'm sorry, wind doesn't do that. Wind don't do that kind of thing right there. Not on a fresh tree. Not at all. This looks like it's been seriously manipulated right in here. This little Sasquatch lumber yard right here. There's a rock right there. They like to pile lots of logs on top of rocks. You see that? And they're all stacked kind of even right through those trees right there. And then you got that tree that's been snapped and pulled back this way. And you got all these like leaners that are bridging across on that. There's nothing else up here like that. That's it. As far as this kind of thing goes. And I believe they just use this type of stuff with blinds or something, so they can't be seen. Because way down there on the bottom, you can see the top of the bathrooms in the parking area down there. So I mean, it's perfect to sit up here and watch people down there. Got your little blinds. If somebody was poking up here with a camera, they're going to be totally hidden behind all this stuff. And I know that. I've seen it from experience. I've seen Sasquatch. They love this. They build this kind of thing and they lay them down and then they hide behind it and watch you. I've seen it. Okay, well, I was down here. I was filming this. Javi just heard a couple of low end growls come from up that direction, and it looks like there's like a structure over there or something. But we're just cautiously kind of going to make our way up there. I've got the camera running just in case we get another growl of some sort. Sorry, we kind of go quiet here to see if we can hear anything. See if we can get closer. X laying right there on the ground. There's an X right there on the ground, guys. Well, let's make our way a little closer here. Because if it was a Sasquatch and he was grunting like that, he could have, who knows, he could have played his little disappearing act. Look at all this manipulation right here. And look, there's a rock underneath of it. Right underneath that. And on top, there's all these trees that's been pushed over, piled up. There's the butt and end of a tree sticking way up in the air right there. This isn't something that just naturally happens. This whole little spot right here again. And then up here, you got kind of an X formation, but you also got that, there's a fork. That's a fork right there, facing the other way. And there's another fork on top. They like to manipulate those trees for some reason. This is the general area where my buddy just heard the growl. Oh my God, there's a massive X on top of us. Oh my God. Look at this X. I mean, you see this shit? This is huge. This is one of the bigger ones I found in this area.
Oh, geez, yeah.
Okay, what are the characteristics I talk about? Top parts on this side of the tree. Bottom parts on that side. That's absolutely amazing, guys. Look at that. That is a big X. And these are not done by a human, or they're not done, especially these. My God, these are huge. Here, Javi, I'm going to stand under this, and let's just show I'm 6'2", 6'3". We're going to show how big this X is. I'm going to go over there and stand underneath that. Check it out. As I get rushed by something and get hit from the side. Huh?
Right.
I mean, look at how huge this thing is. This thing's massive. I'm 6'3". I'm not even close to touching the middle of that X yet. You tell me how a human, or how the wind, sits these X's in all over and characteristically puts the top on one side of the tree and the bottom on the other side of the tree. Is people need to open their minds, man. This right here is just some extremely juicy shit. I was walking along, guys, and after I just passed through all those logs right there, I've got this hair stuck to my shoe. I don't know if you guys can see it. Do you see it right there? There's a hair stuck to my shoe. It's a human hair looking. And that wasn't there a second ago. and I just happened to check myself for ticks, because I keep checking for ticks. And see it moving? I'm going to collect it and get it tested. Just like all the other hairs, I haven't found where to get it tested. When I do, I sure let you guys know. But it's stuck to my shoe. That's crazy. I must have picked it up off one of these limbs, off their structures and stuff, and that X and whatnot. Somewhere here. Wow. Okay. Anyway, guys, Javi, he's been walking. He crossed right over here. I crossed more over here. It is not Javi's hair. 100% guarantee that. This has got like little ripples in it, you know, like little ripples in the hair like that. And it looks a lot different than his hair anyway. I just wanted to make that clear. There's a huge amount of leaners right here. Look at this. This is the stuff that they do, guys. They just drop all these trees in a strategic way to where they just lean and they lay like that, creating a wall? I don't know. It's crazy though. But we were actually gonna go up into there further, but this snow is super deep. Disappointed again. Full of snow back there still. So and it looks like the snow goes up. We were talking about going up on this backside, but I don't know. It looks like the snow just kind of follows up in there on the back side of it, you know what I mean? Maybe it clears off a little bit up on the top, but I wanted to try to hit it, another area way back. Get in the car and head that way. Here's another instance of I've showed you guys before. They always stack bunches of logs on top of this rocks like this. I showed you like, I don't know, 2 or 3 so far on this little expedition back here to check it out. And all these logs, there's like 4 of them that are kind of laid up on this one log here. And I showed you that a couple of times. It's stuff that they do. I mean, nature isn't going to say, oh look, a rock. All right guys, nature. And they start dropping trees right on top of that rock. Yeah, it just don't happen like that. And then you got all this manipulation right here. This is odd. See how this is all laying? It's all manipulated. It's all set in a way. So this tree is completely elevated off the ground. It's all set like that, because otherwise that tree would naturally completely fall. But it's not doing that. It's being held up on a fine wire kind of thing, you know what I mean? Pretty cool. And in the meantime, let's see here, cut my nose. I cut the hell out of that. Look at that. I turned around and this little branch just hammered me right in the nose. I'm bleeding like a sieve. I got toilet paper out here soaking it up. I just turn around and this toilet paper's hi. And this toilet paper, this branch just cut the hell out of me right here on my nose.
That happened right after he laughed at me for slipping.
Oh yeah, he was giving me shit about, you know, don't fall. And then, so we're walking along, and I heard a thud. Turn around, look behind me, and there's Javi laying on the ground looking at me. I'm like, oh, you're worried about me slipping. And then I get like 3 feet, kind of turn my head, and get jammed by a really sharp stick. It's bleeding like crazy. It's like I got shot in my nose or something. Okay, we're right underneath that tree I was filming. Look at how they strategically placed the big tree. See, this is the big tree. Well, then this one has been bent up and around, and then this one has been fell over this way, comes up, bends up this way, and makes a nice little thing for this tree to hang straight across from the hill, all the way from back there. That's incredible. It's not done by nature. That's manipulation right there. I mean, look at that. That's totally manipulated. This one's bent, coming up, That's been shoved in and bent over the top of this one. This one comes up. It's bent under this huge log. This huge log, the big guy, is laying on it, and it goes across the top, ends way over there. It's gonna be what, 15 foot up there?
Yeah.
About 15 foot or so. That's incredible right there. And the bottom of that big log is right there. And it's been strategically designed and placed to hold this massive log and hover it in the air right here and put it on and lean it up against that other tree right there. That's incredible. And you just see a lot of manipulation in here. X? Or what are you talking about?
Oh yeah, that, but see how it's like shaven? I guess that's when...
It's when the trees moving?
Yeah.
And look, here's a nice break right here. Look at this. And that break goes down underneath that log, those logs right there. Like, how does that happen? Those trees did not fall and take that one down with it. That just didn't happen. Excuse me, guys. So look at all this manipulation in here. Just all these logs laying in different directions. A lot of them aren't even from here. I can see that right now. This is what their little Sasquatch lumberyard looks like. And then they got all these leaners leaning up right here. And they got this one right in front of me, the little guy here. This is a pretty cool area. I know last time I wasn't up here, I was down below. I had a lot of some vocals and stuff like that. It was pretty cool.
Most of these are floating, man.
Yeah. And, oh, that's another thing. See how these logs are all floating above the ground? They're all just floating above the ground, including this one. And this one doesn't even come from here. That's incredible. And look at that. Look at this one. That's just hovering there. That's incredible. Let's go check that one out real quick. There's a root ball stuck up in the air. And I'm not sure, I can't really tell, but it might have came from way down over here. How did that fall with the root ball up here, strategically between these two logs, laying down that way, of all the directions? And the way this log fell here is in between, tightly woven in between these trees that come back here. This is something that they do, and people need to wake up and open their minds, man. And look, this right here looks like a possible X right here. A possible X laying flat on the ground right here. Well, it's not flat. Like all these logs are hovering. And then you got this one. There's not even a hole for that one that I could see anywhere. And this is just more manipulation. This is more stuff. They connect these logs, man. That's another thing. They connect these logs, and I think I've said it many times throughout my videos. And they use them to traverse, to hide. And if you notice, the logs always connect, almost like an energy grid of some weird type. You know what I mean? That's pretty amazing stuff, guys. Open your minds. So this is a really cool triangle shape of logs that come down here like this. How does that just naturally happen? But my point is, I've seen Sasquatch. I've seen these guys get inside of these things, and they eat, they chill, they sunbathe, they do whatever they Sasquatch do. But they make little squares and they make triangles. There's this triangle right here, and then they went out of their way to take this little stick right here, this old tree, and it's not even from here, and go ahead and connect the triangle. Do you see that? That's incredible. That's absolutely incredible. And look at all these little guys. This could have been an old structure right here. All these little... Look at this. Some of it's probably buried by the snow, but this could have been an old structure, and it got knocked down. Maybe got a little too much snow on it. Maybe they did it. I know they'll come through and they'll tear their own structures down. With that diamond, or that triangle shape, that's pretty cool. Right in there. That's pretty awesome stuff. It's like a whistle?
No. Or a tree rub. It's like wood rubbing.
You think it could have been one of those? I haven't heard shit like that. That was weird. I thought you whistled. That's why I looked back at you like that. Anyway, I thought we just heard some kind of crazy whistling. And, well, anyway, there's this teepee type structure right here. You see it? There's a bunch of incorporated logs right up into that right there. I'd love to walk to it, but there's a bunch of snow in our way. So, but, yeah, there's a teepee, kind of a half teepee deal, pointing towards the east.
It almost sounds like wood rubbing together.
How come we don't hear it from anything else around here? If there's so much wood touching wood, and the wind's blowing harder up here than it is down there. You know, they manipulate sounds in the forest. They totally, under here the whole time. They manipulate sounds in the forest, and I don't know, that seemed odd to me. Does this look cockeyed?
A little bit.
Now, if I keep whistling and they keep and they respond back, I'm gonna be like, wow. It's coming from down there. There's more crazy manipulation right here. They stack all these logs right on top of each other almost. I mean, that's crazy. It's a blind of some sort. Now Javi hurts because my hearing's not real well. He could hear branches or something breaking over here. Sticks breaking and stuff. We're walking the snow a little bit. Wondering if we don't have a little friend down here. Did it make that noise again? I wonder if that wasn't just a tree rubbing. Could have been. Still don't explain the breaking branches. Look at these leaners. Strategically dropped in between these trees right here. You see that? Coming up. 2 leaners. One on the backside. How did that just magically, those 2 fall magically like that by themselves naturally? It doesn't. Some juicy stuff. Look at the root of this forked tree. I told you they love forks, man. They love it. Look at that. They'll always drop them down, and guess what? It's right on top of a rock. It didn't come from here. It didn't come from anywhere here. You know how I could tell? I could tell in the snow where a tree has been sat in the ground by the shape of the snow itself. And it didn't come from here. Matter of fact, it looks like it's kind of fresh. Look at the fresh bark right on top of the... Look at the fresh bark and stuff right on top. Look at that. It's almost like it was almost fairly recently slammed into that rock right there. That's some juicy stuff. Okay, look at this leaner right here that I'm looking at right now. This tree has been split. It's a forked tree, but it's been split. You can see the fresh split bark, and that log is shoved in between that split. Look at the split coming down there. Do you see it, guys? That tree's been split. It's a 2-forked tree, and you can see it ended right about in there, and then it got split. See the split? And there's a log right through the middle of it. Holy shit, that's amazing. and the split continues and ends right down in there. That is crazy juicy, guys. Almost to make a leaner slash X maybe, but like, I'm sorry, that tree don't fall and it split that tree right down the freaking middle. Dude, that's badass. That is something that they do. They're a display of just raw power. That's amazing.
Tell me who found it, Mopoko. It's me. It's this guy.
He found that. Yes, he did. He's got a good eye out here. I'm so happy he comes out here with me, because there's probably a lot of stuff that I missed. If I wouldn't have had him, I'd probably missed a lot. Where'd you say that bend was?
Oh, if you keep walking straight, you'll start seeing it. It's like a mighty bend.
Oh!
Yeah.
I deeply apologize. I forgot to turn my mic on again. Anyways, I'm going to do a voiceover. Here is an absolutely amazing, very large tree you can see over Javi. He's about 6'1". And that tree did not come from that spot. It had been lifted and put up on that aspen stump. The top of that aspen is laying right there on the ground. That tree is also completely off the ground, but as it sits on that stump, it's kind of laying up against those two trees too to keep it from rolling off. But something had picked that tree up and sat it up on that stump. I've seen this before. This whole tree is elevated off the ground all the way to the tip. The only parts that are touching are the limbs on the bottom. That's pretty extraordinary if you ask me. Granted, it was getting late too. It was getting kind of dark. Oh, and this huge X back there. It's really cool. And I think there was a small X off to the right. But as you can see, this whole log has been lifted up onto that aspen stump. That's extraordinary. I wish people would open their minds more and stop saying a tornado did it. 10,000 feet up in elevation. There ain't no tornado that done something like that. There's no human that done something like that. And this isn't far off the road. About 30 yards into the forest off the road. Or more, it could be about 60 yards, I guess. But also, there's those leaners in pairs. Again, I'll keep saying that. Leaners in pairs. But people just, they need to open their minds more and stop saying ridiculous things that nature did that. There's no way that nature did that. Regardless if that tree was there and fell, no way in hell is that going to actually stay up on that stump like that. Not even close. But that tree, it does not come from that area back there.